What's good, y'all? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles. Listen to Real Talk with Miles Johnson, where you know I always keep it real. Let's get right into it, man. I hope y'all had a great day. I've been with the fam for the past couple of days. Got my cousins in the crib back in Philly. Got my aunt here, my nana. They all came down for my uncle's graduation. He graduated from residency, bro. And, he gonna be a doctor. So, gonna make that Dr. Cheese. So it was a good time with the fam yesterday, and now it's back to work. So in this episode, you see the title of it, the Sixers. They traded for DeAnthony Melton. What's next? Now, let's talk about the Sixers draft. The Sixers had a great draft, and they barely did anything, right? Daryl Morey is a fantastic GM, and I mean the fact that he decided to go to Philly, I mean it's like a gift sent from heaven. I mean Daryl Morey, I mean if we had him a couple years ago, 2017, I promise you the Sixers would have won a title by now. But they got him, last season. But the moves that he's making are just top tier A+ moves. Now let's dive into the trade to get DeAnthony Melton. Not gonna lie, when I first saw that they traded for DeAnthony Melton, I'm like, who the hell is this guy, bro? But when you dive into his stats, when you dive into who this player actually is, he's a player for the Grizzlies. He's a backup shooting guard, and he's a pretty darn good shooter. Matter of fact, he's one of the best 3-and-D guys in the entire NBA, right? Great defender, great rebounder for a shooting guard. I mean, he's averaged 49% from corner threes the past 2 seasons, in addition to averaging 39% from 3 overall the past 2 years. And guess what? He's only making $9 million a year, right? Guys like DeAnthony Melton should make like 15, maybe, I don't know about 20, but definitely at least 15, right? So to get him in an offer a bargain, and he's 24 years old, entering his physical prime, it's a steal. And not only did the Sixers trade their first round pick and Danny Green for DeAnthony Melton, what they essentially did was use their late first round pick on DeAnthony Melton, and then got Danny Green off our books. Danny Green, who tore his ACL and is not going to be available for much, if not all, of next season. So to get him off our books when he's making $10 million a year, and then replace him with the guy who's better than him right now and younger, better defender, better rebounder, I mean, it's a win-win for us. So at the end of the day, we used our late first round pick on an NBA ready guy that we know is going to be NBA ready. Guys in the late first round, they might have the potential to be better than DeAnthony Melton, but as for right now, there wasn't going to be anybody in the draft that's NBA ready like DeAnthony Melton is right now. And you got to think, Joel Embiid is 28 years old. James Harden, 32. We have a short window. It's probably like a 2 to 3 year window where we can maximize our opportunity to get a championship with this core group. And we are in win now mode. Daryl Morey understands that, and he is moving as such, right? So great move, A+ move to get DeAnthony Melton. At first, I didn't know who the hell the guy was, but once I dove more into it, did my little research, that's a pretty darn good pickup, right? Now let's get into the Sixers, for the rest of this offseason. I still think that this roster currently constructed ain't gonna win no chip, and it's really because I don't trust James Harden no more. I don't trust that he is a superstar. I don't trust that he's top 10 player in this league. I don't trust that he's top 15 in this league. He might be top 25, and that's being generous, right? Top 20, I don't know for certain, right? So James James Harden, he has to step up, right? He has to show that he's that guy. For me to be confident to say that the Sixers are a real title contender in the East. But what I will say is, next season, the Sixers' success next season will be predicated on how well Tyrese Maxey plays. If Tyrese Maxey, you already saw he took a major leap from year 1 to year 2. If he takes another major leap from year 2 to year 3, the Sixers got a darn good shot of winning the championship. And the league better be scared. They better, be scared out their minds if Tyrese Maxey ends up taking that next leap. Because now you got Joel Embiid, MVP candidate. Now you got James Harden, who's still an all-star. And then you got Tyrese Maxey, who is another all-star and a bucket getter, right? Who can probably close games out the fact that, the way that Harden cannot do, right? And that's the problem. We need a guy that can close games out in the clutch. If Tyrese Maxey can prove that next season, I know it's a tough task. That's why I don't expect them to be a title contender as currently constructed. But hey, I'd not expect him to make this giant leap from year 1 to year 2. If he makes another giant leap, the Sixers got a darn good shot of winning that championship, right? So I'm not really tripping too much, but I can see the light in the tunnel. I can see this boy Tyrese Maxey. He got that dog, and I'm talking about Tyrese Maxey a lot, but the moment that I realized Tyrese Maxey was going to be a bucket was when the Sixers played the Nuggets. They had like 8 or 9 players on the roster at that time because most of the team had COVID, right? Or they were in COVID protocols. Tyrese Maxey puts up a 40-piece, and he had like 5 other players on his team. That's against Jokic, against Jamal Murray, against Michael Porter Jr., and he made it a game by himself, rookie year. That's when I realized, this boy different. Another time I realized he was different was Game 5 in the semifinals against the Hawks last year. He showed up. Ben Simmons was in foul trouble. It was looking like the Hawks were going to end it during during Game 6. And Tyrese Maxey goes on a run in the second quarter and brings us back into striking distance, and then we close the deal in the second half. So Tyrese Maxey has that dog in him. He's got that dog, and I expect him to show that next season. So in terms of who the Sixers should get moving forward this offseason, we heard talks about how Kyrie Irving, he wants out. Or maybe he doesn't want out, but he had a list of teams that he would go to. And one of those teams was the Philadelphia 76ers. If I'm the Sixers, I'm not touching this. Because I don't want to hinder the growth of Tyrese Maxey. Wherever Kyrie has gone, he has never helped the younger players around him. Never has. That first season without Kevin Durant as a net, did he help Spencer Dinwiddie? No. When he was with the Celtics, did he help Terry Rozier? Nope. Right? So he's never been the type of guy to mentor, to help take younger players to the next level. Matter of fact, he brought more chaos. So why would I bring this to a guy in Tyrese Maxey who's 21 years old and is on the cusp of taking that leap to become an all-star in this league? I don't want Kyrie to even be around Tyrese Maxey. I don't even want him to be in. I don't want him to do anything around Tyrese Maxey. Like, leave him alone. We cool, right? But what Kyrie is doing is that he wants to get paid. He wants to get paid that max contract. And ultimately, he knows Kevin Durant has all say-so. And I think he's banking on Kevin Durant telling the Nets, you better sign my guy to a max contract, otherwise I'm out the door. And if KD says that to the Nets, oh, it's raps, bro. So they gonna end up paying him that bread. But if I'm the Sixers, I'm not even touching that, bro. I'm cool, right? But let's get into other stuff in the in this offseason. They have to address a center. They don't even like Charles Bassey, DeAndre Jordan. I mean, DeAndre Jordan is so bad. So he's just so bad, bro. Like, he is so bad. It's like he does worse on the court. Like the Sixers are a better team with him off the court than with DeAndre Jordan on the court. Like, you're actually helping the opposing team by being on the court. You can't defend. You can't get any offense. You can't switch on pick and rolls. You're simply slow. You ain't got it no more. DeAndre Jordan. I don't want him to be a Sixer, especially after this postseason. I don't want him to be a Sixer ever again, bro. And Charles Bassey, good little player, but he not no backup center, bro. Not for no title contender. So what the Sixers have to do is get a backup center, because we know that Joel Embiid is not gonna play a full 82 games. He's gonna get knick-knack injuries. This has been the story for his entire career. That's cool though, but you've gotta have a viable backup center. We had that in DeAndre Jordan. We gotta get somebody else, either through trades or through the free agency market or through just getting some undrafted guys. But we have to get a backup center. And speaking of undrafted guys, the Sixers signed Julian Champagnie, I think that's how you say his name, to a 2-way deal. And honestly, this boy got a shot. He's out of St. John's. He averaged 19 points, right? He averaged more than 2 threes a game at St. John's. So ultimately, this boy got a shot. He gonna play in summer league, and I think if he shows to have a consistent 3-point shot, he'll definitely get a spot on the Sixers roster next season. I'll probably say that he starts in the G League, then mid-season ends up being on the team. But the more shooters the Sixers have, the better. And a guy like Julian Champagnie, I mean, look, he would probably flourish under James Harden and Tyrese Maxey, and he would probably help their game as well. The only thing is, he shot around 33% from 3 last season, so he shoots threes at a high clip, but he's gonna have to be more efficient, especially at that next level in the NBA. I want to know what y'all think. Matter of fact, another thing too, the Sixers are thinking about trading or getting PJ Tucker. Why? He's 37 years old. Can we stop signing guys to our team, and then he's past his prime, or he's not the same player he was? If we signed PJ Tucker to a 3-year, $30 million deal, he's not going to be good in that last year. That's a fact, bro. He's not doing nothing at 40 years old, bro. 39, probably not. So you're banking on him probably, putting in some work next season. And that's not for certain, bro. Like, you don't know that for certain, bro. So I would just say stick with Matisse Thybulle. Yes, he doesn't have a shot, but how about this? Work with him. This comes down to player development. You see, with the Warriors, they actually work with their players, and their players become better in-house. They don't trade every single young player they got. Sixers, how about you work with Matisse Thybulle, work on his shot, because he got the intangibles. He can defend at an elite level. Work with the guy. Work with him. Let him take that next step. Work with him so he can take that next step and become a good shooter, at least a threat to shoot the ball, right? But work with the guy. I just don't get it. You don't got to trade every single young player that doesn't have it all right now. I just don't get it, bro. But that's my spill. I want to know y'all take. What should the Sixers do this offseason after acquiring DeAnthony Melton? And do you think they have a real shot, a true shot, to go ahead and win that title? Again, it comes down to Tyrese Maxey and James Harden, because we know what Joel Embiid is going to do. And I got faith. I got faith in Daryl Morey that he's going to make a way to improve this roster. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. Be sure to give a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Instagram. All the socials will be down below in the description. With that being said, y'all, I'm out.